What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Elude, Stalwart playing World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth. Today, we're hopping straight into the newest patch 8.1.5 that brings allied races and new quests for Magnite, the Bronzebeard, increasing your Heart of Azeroth level. There's all kinds of new stuff that's being added, actually. I don't even know where I'm going to start. I think the allied races, if I can get my Zandalari troll rep up to Exalted, I want to say I got like 30% more reputation that I need to gain, and then I can roll a troll. I don't know if I'm anywhere near the Tiran male reputation requirement, because I want to say that they're the are they the 7th Legion? I don't even know what the humans or the Alliance version is, but I know I'm really close to Zandalari Trolls. So if I can get that, then I'm probably gonna roll a Zandalari Troll and do that. But they have like I think there's new Warfront campaign quests, and I don't know. There's like there's a list of things. But for our purposes, what we're doing here is Zandalari Trolls. I believe that's what I'm going to do. And our add-ons are probably out of date. Yeah, here we go. The War Campaign, the Brawlers Guild, new allied races are here, and much more. The allied races is the one I was honed in on. But Magnite Bronzebeard wants to talk to us, I'm sure. He wants to level up our Heart of Azeroth even further. There's a few things. I'm going to turn my volume up a little bit, and let's get into it. Now, my LVY is pretty distraught at the moment. Yeah, here's Magnite. He's talking to us. He says he wants to help. He wants to start a plan to help save Azeroth. We could go do that real quick, and I should probably download the latest update. So this is what you can expect when you first log into WoW. Here, LVY. If you're first experiencing the latest patch in World of Warcraft, you're going to have all kinds of Lua errors unless you downloaded the recent update for your LVY, if you're using LVY. Now, I feel like I just did this, what was it, the day before yesterday, whenever I first started. I just downloaded an update for this. And here we are again, right back to the LVY website. So this is www.tukui or tukui.org. That's tukui.org. And they got LVY 11.02 out now. So I'm just going to extract that to my add-ons folder. You can't see that happening, but I'm letting you know that's what I'm doing. World of Warcraft retail interface add-ons. Okay, yes to all the things, and then I'm gonna have to relaunch WoW when that finishes. Okay. What you want, Magnite? What you want with it? Now, I'm immediately going to do whatever Zandalari world quests I have available to try to push that last 30%. But first, let me just log out here, exit now. I'll relaunch the game with the new updated add-on. Actually, you know, I should probably even check out Twitch. Here, let me give you guys something to look at. And I'm going to check even my other add-ons. Twitch. I should have did this before I launched the stream. I know, huh? It's like so exciting. We get to see, you know, while that's even going, come to think of it, 8.1.5, we can read some patch notes. Because I know you guys, that's what you're here for. That's what you want to see. Patch notes hype. Okay, we can fade that into existence. There should be a full browser. Oh no, I don't have that available at the moment. I'll do a browser full screen. Let me duplicate this one and then just make a full screen version. Copy. And paste, 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 duplicate. And then this one we're going to rename to full screen, rename. Browser. Oh, we got stuff popping up because Twitch is launching. I'm updating my add-ons, so while my add-ons are updating, you can see my browser full screen. And this one, I will transform to full screen. And there you go. Now you can see Wowhead. So this is the patch 8.1.5 BFA overview. They've got the survival guide for the Tide of Vengeance Part 3 out. I'm not really so interested in that because I think I'll kind of stumble upon the way. But that's...
Welcome to the World of Warcraft Survival Guide.
Yeah, the World of Warcraft Survival Guide. We'll put that at a 1.5 speed and listen to that while we're doing some things.
For the latest WoW content update. In this video, we'll go over the new content and features coming over the next few weeks. 2 new
war
races,
campaigns,
trolls and Tiran humans are now available. Like other allied races,
different mount
skins, with a
skins.
unique mount, and leveling a new Zandalari or Tiran up to 110 will earn you a special heritage armor transmog. You can
Heritage armor.
start the unlock quest by visiting the embassy in either Orgrimmar or Stormwind. There's also some new content coming over the next few weeks that sets the stage for the continuation of Battle for Azeroth's story. There's new chapters of the war campaign, some quests involving Magni in the heart of Azeroth, and the appearance of more Naga in Zandalar and Kultiris through some new world quests. PvP is getting some exciting new updates, starting with a complete visual overhaul for Arathi Basin and Warsong Gulch. While the gameplay of these 2 classic battlegrounds stays the same, they've been given a fresh makeover to make them every bit as visually stunning as the rest of Battle for Azeroth.
Magni and Mother quest line. Oh, the Hunter Pet has some updates.
And there's a new PvP role coming soon that pits you against AI combatants in Arathi Basin. The Brawlers Guild is returning after its hiatus, with a whole bunch of new challenge cards and new fights, and new rewards to go along with them, including a Brawler-themed set of transmog armor, and a new mount who experienced Brawlers.
So, I had to update Ask Mr. Robot, I've had to update Raider IO, everything else was already up to date, so I'm good. Relaunching the game.
These are craftable items for each profession that give them a special bonus, such as the ability for jewel crafters to...
Here are the Tiran males, there's the Tiran females. Are there going to be skinny males? Or is it only the big guys?
Seek out your trainer in Zandalar or Borealis to get started. If you're looking to get around the world of Azeroth more easily,
there's the Zandalari trolls. Oh shit! I'm excited. Alright, Psychic Crescent, let's do this.
You can find the Stormwind portal room in the Mage Tower and the Orgrimmar portal room at the front gates. Of course, there's a lot more in this update, such as some new Tortolan world quests, an update to raiding with leashes that brings new battle pets to old raids and dungeons.
Okay, so there's the gist of the Tides of Vengeance survival guide really quick there. Didn't really tell us anything that we didn't already know, but that's all good. Okay, so now with our LVUI up to date, let's get into this proper. Now, Magni wanted us to do something. He says, I thought he wanted us to come to Celithis, but he's actually telling us to go to Nazmir. So there's a continuation in our war campaign in Nazmir. I'm gonna do the Zandalari type stuff. I'll come to the Nazmir type stuff a little later. I thought he was just gonna like legit give us like free Heart of Azeroth levels. I just wanted to dip my toe and check that out, but that appears to not be the case. Okay, so as far as world quests are concerned, we only have 3 available. Okay, no, we have a lot more than that. I want to say the Matriarch here is probably going to be a huge chunk of it. So let's go to Scale Trader. And just as reference while we're in flight, I got my reputation bar hidden here. A little bit of lag I'm noticing. Just a little bit of FPS lag actually. 72% into Revered. So we're 72% into Revered. We need to get a little bit further than that in order to get Exalted. What's happening? It looks like my graphic settings have changed. We don't need shadows. For sure don't need shadows. Particle density, SSAO, we can disable that. Usually without shadows and SSAO, I'm in a lot better shape as far as FPS is concerned. Yeah, so My graphics settings have changed just a little bit. Is the same true for you guys? Did y'all have the same thing when you came back? Did y'all also have graphics settings changed? Okay. Texture resolution. I noticed that whenever I was logging in, my texture resolution was low. Draw distance, I usually have it 5. And my environmental detail, I have a little lower. Ground clutter, I don't care about at all. Anti-aliasing. It should be at least 4, I want to say. Let's see how that is. Ooh. Oh no. Oh, 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 no, no, no. It's worse now. Oh god. Okay. Let's turn this down to FXAA. Low? Is that better? Oh man, I don't want to be chopping on you guys like this. It went up to 50. Maybe we need to put that none. I thought that I would need at least some anti-aliasing. And I think I have ×8 with this graphics card for texture filtering. Oh man. There's at least 60. Okay, much better. Okay, yeah, we're good now. 60 to 70 I can deal with. Oh, our LVI. I did remember that LVI said something about nameplates was going to change. That's okay with me for now. Let's just join a party here. Sign up. There we go. Just going to hop into this already started group and try to get a quick kill here if we can. No. He's gone now. He's dead. Where is he? We're still loading in. Oh, there he is. Oh, did we get a hit? No! He was only visible for just that last instant. That's whack. Unfortunate. I imagine everybody's doing this quest right now, so... Here, let's leave that party. Let's try another one. Oh, lag. I thought I left that one. No, let's just stay in this one then. Yeah, we're still accepting people. I'll just wait for the respawn. There's only like a small peppered handful here still standing around. We're auto-accepting a lot of people. Ooh, why? Why is our LVI thing hopped up there? I may have to tweak LVI a little bit more than this. We have 1 tank. We have 2 healers, but they're not in range. Ah, screw it. Let's go in.
Beware.
Ragaga. We gotta switch targets, it says. So we're looking for ads, I imagine. I don't see no ads. There's one there. Hurricane crash, run away. Oh, I see. You only really need to run away for that last bit. Okay. I didn't have to run away that entire time. Let's get some cleave damage going. Storm wing. I don't know what that is. Oh, the push away wing. Okay. Alright. So that's done. For whatever reason, I didn't have one of my extra tokens. I'm going to see if I can go buy that right now. Normally when you do that world boss, you want to have a seal of broken fate, I think it's called. I did not have mine, so I'm going to see if before the loot timer goes down, if I can buy one.
Speak your business.
Hurry, hurry, hurry. Yeah, what's up with LVI? LUI, toggle anchors, bag mover, grow up, right chat, this should be down, and this should be down. Yeah, like it moved the bottom of my screen a little bit. Interesting. And stance bar should be centered here. No biggie. That's okay there. And we'll have to move I wanted to say SCADA. We're gonna have to move our details a little bit in just a sec. Still trying to get my seal broken fate before time runs out. I don't think I need to be in this raid anymore though. Right here. Seal of broken fate place. Gold, sure. Yep. Okay. And we'll get one for Marks of Honor as well. And that's all for now. Alright, so I'm going to heart to Dalaran just so I get that load screen. And then, like, after you buy these, while the loot timer is still active, I think you get like 2 minutes, I want to say. But usually after you zone or you hit a loading screen, you get that pop-up for the loot dialogue that says, hey, do you want to spend your Seal of War-Torn Fate or Seal of Broken Fate? And I'm going to see if I can instigate that right now. Dalaran load screen was probably not a good choice, though, because it takes a little while. It's loading all of the World of Warcraft Legion resources right now that are all in Dalaran. And I haven't been there in a long while, so it's like building a new cache. Here we go. Give me my loot. No loot. Okay. I may have missed it. I may have been a little too late for it. But that's alright. We'll go to Argamar, Orgri Mamar. Oh, we're not here yet. Alright. We're loading here. Maybe we can instigate it with the second load screen. Come on. You can do it. If this doesn't work, then we missed it. But that's cool. That's fine. We can go do some LFR, or we can do like an actual raid, or anything like that where we can get an extra roll. We still have our 2 seals of Broken Fate kind of saved. I'm most concerned with just getting my rep up that last 30% or 28% so I can go roll a Zandalari troll. I don't know what I want to make though. I want to say Pally. A troll paladin just sounds awesome. But I think they could be druids as well. And their shapeshift forms and druids might be pretty cool as well. And that would be nice. If you think about like how many different specs a druid can be, like it's the most out of any class. It's they can be a tank, a healer, a melee DPS, or a range DPS. So they have 4 different specializations. And I was thinking, like, maybe I just have like a melee druid and a caster druid. Like one druid will be like my healer type. The other druid will be my tank type. Orgrimmar? What? Look at this. So I just went back to Orgrimmar, and I'm in the portal room right now. We've got the portal to Honeydew Village, the portal to Zuldazar, Azuna. This is new. Warspear Ashran. So they've consolidated all the portals to from the major city, and this it looks like a new building that appears to be some sort of a portal room. And this is at the gates of Orgrimmar. Interesting. Wow. So that's here. Nice. I ain't mad at that at all. That's very cool. I kind of want to set... Is there an innkeeper there? Can I set my hearth there? Here, let's see. Innkeeper? No, there's no innkeeper there. I think having my hearth at the Great Seal is probably best anyways. But still, very cool. Here's an innkeeper here. You could set your hearth here, fly really quickly that way, and port anywhere. But Orgrimmar tends to get a little crowded, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep it at the Seal. It's less likely to be crowded at the Great Seal, because at least there, players got to kind of level up before they can crowd you up. All right, I got to scale my details to fit in this window. New patch life, new patch drops. You got to fit everything. All right, there we go. That should be okay. Top 4 is all we care about anyways, right? Nah, we can actually, let's maybe make the bars a little smaller. We can pick one more. There we go, top 5. Yeah, boy, yeah. Alright, so we'll lock that. That's set. Now, Zuldazar. Let's go to Zuldazar. That was really cool, that portal room. I'm pretty excited about finding more stuff like that. Just like, oh, hey, they made something nice. They made something convenient. Very cool. Oh, I was literally just there. I mean, what is this? Oh, RFC. That's not new. Yeah, that threw me off. I literally, like, through my brainwashing, went straight back down to the drag, trying to port back to Zuldazar. When, like, as soon as I entered Orgrimmar, I had the ability to do it right there. Hey, Pink Rose said, "Ree." Hi, Elude. How's you today? What's up, Pink Rose? Welcome to the stream. I'm doing all right. I'm doing well. Oh, look, they got a secret entrance. Oh, no, this isn't what I thought it was. I thought this would take me down to the portal room. So, World of Warcraft brought the newest patch 8.1.5 that introduced the Zandalari trolls and the Tiran males. Or Tiran humans, rather. They also got new quests and a new portal room. Pretty fancy looking. I'm going to Zuldazar. This is right at the gates of Orgrimmar. They got all these portals. Okay. So back to Zuldazar. I'm trying to make my last 28% of my XPs so I can unlock the Zandalari trolls. And I think I'm probably going to make a troll. It's between Paladin or Druid. Those are the only 2 classes I've been interested in leveling this expansion. And, or at least on the Horde side. But I've been trying to, like, in my mind, I'm like, I don't want to roll another of the same class that I already have. But at the same time, when you have one of every class, all that's left to do is re-roll the same class of every other kind that you have. So as far as at least the 120s are concerned, I was thinking maybe I would have a Horde Druid that is a caster, and for my Horde Druid that would be a Zandalari troll, I would make him like a melee. That's what I'm thinking, at least. I have like a caster and a melee Druid. Since I got 2 of, like, if I'm gonna start making 2 of everything, then I'm probably not going to make it for everything, but at least for on the Kultira server, for the Horde, I'm going to have a duplicate druid. Since Epic Pro is already 120, I'll probably make another. I mean, I don't think there's any other class. Yeah, I mean, maybe a demon hunter, but I don't think Zandalari can be demon hunters. The only reason why I was thinking demon hunter is like they already started level 90. But I want that heritage armor, I think. It'd probably be better to have the heritage armor for the Tiran males. Like, that would probably be cooler than I would imagine the Zandalari's kind of Aztec warrior type stuff. I was going to go for that node, but I'm actually more concerned with just getting these last bits of reputation. So I'm just going to beeline it to the objectives here. Knock that stuff out. Ride Old Rotana. My game's lagging too. Did my settings get changed? No, right? Liquid detail. All this stuff is kind of set up properly. Yeah. That's about how I want it. Graphics API. This should be all the time that. Okay. Return. Alright. We're just going to spam. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm just tabbing and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's how these quests work. They're very much, all the quests are very kind of like a mindless spamming. I find that the easiest way to complete them. Just tab 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Tab, 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 tab 1, 2, 3. That's how I do it, at least. I've taken the route where I've read the abilities and then tried to like use the abilities properly and on cooldown, but it's no faster than just tabbing and just hitting 1, 2, 3 or whatever your buttons become. You do want to go into a populated, dense area, but I think I saw another rhino in the area. He's kind of clearing the way a little bit, just as much as I am. I was hoping the respawns would be a little faster than this. They're kind of getting sparse. Let me head a little deeper into the quest zone. Come to me. Come meet your demise. There's a little group there. Let's catch up to them. Alright. And I'm seeing all this ore, guys. I'm just not concerned with it. Okay, so that's those things. Got quite a bit of Zandalari up there. This is 74%, so I got 2% from that. Yeesh. I don't know if I'm going to get it today, guys. I'm definitely going to work towards it, though. See if there's any other way I can find to earn Zandalari rep. Alright, what's next? So, everything that says Zandalari. From where we're at here, there's a quest. You know, all the quests in the zone, come to think of it, are all going to contribute to Zandalari. So, just Zandalari world quests in general is what I'm going to be focusing on. How you been, Pink Rose? What you been up to? Playing any games lately? Ragaga. We'll ton off the mage. He's about half health, so I got your back, buddy. Yesterday we were doing what was it? The Crossout? The Carspry Jackwheel channel was streaming Crossout. Now, I accidentally for whatever reason, didn't set up the encoder settings on my broadcaster to actually stream to his channel. So you will see that I hosted, quote unquote, Car Sprite Jackwheel yesterday on my channel. And I pretty much spent that entire stream troubleshooting that laptop, trying to get that game to play on it. But Crossout, that's a really fun game. We continued to play it later, even after the stream was over, because it was so cool. But yeah, it's all about, like, it's kind of like Demolition Derby, like running around, and it had different types of quests. Like, it had like a battle royale type thing where you could run around just, you know, destroying other players or capturing the objective, and through that you would get car parts and you'd be able to upgrade your kind of Mad Max style vehicle. And they also had like mission modes where you could go in and have like just like a little sandbox area where you could do different quests for different things. Like they have salvage parts. I'm not sure what that is aside from a currency. Like it appears to be the currency for the game. Maybe later it becomes like a crafting resource. Like you could use the material to build different parts. But well, I was trying to do a few quests with that to see what scrapped metal would be good for, but I didn't get very far. I only made it to like level 4 or so. But I'm definitely going to be checking that out a little bit more. Alien Swarm was another good game you might see again on the channel, because that one was a pretty cool like matchmaking and go dungeon delving type game. So between Crossout and Alien Swarm, those two are the most recent games I've been checking out that kind of piqued my interest a little. I can see them kind of getting a little monotonous, like kind of like Diablo, like where you're doing kind of the same objectives over and over. Like that can only be entertaining for me, for my style, like for so long, before I just kind of get bored with it. Pink Rose says, I'm good, thank you, playing Skyforge on the PS4. Oh, right on. I really like Skyforge. They have that on the PC as well. My cousin and I, we were doing Skyforge for a little bit. Kind of like, I think, like a year ago or so. Maybe a couple years ago. But yeah, that game, it has potential as well. It's kind of like one of those Destiny-style games where you have like a main hub that you go and like do all your business and specking and like outfitting your character and stuff, or like picking up new quests, and then you go to the different planets or the different worlds or zones to complete those quests. The combat's really cool though, the live action style combat they have. I kind of like that. Let's see. Next, let's go down to. I'll try to do this one. Defeat Jammer. Let's go to Scale Trader Post. And am I even tracking Flight Masters? Yeah, I'm tracking Flight Masters. Where is this guy then? It said I was right next to him. Oh, he's more to the west. My bad. Alright, from there I'm going to fly down to the next objective. And just for reference, we're at 74% still. We just finished that quest that we barely moved an inch, not even a smidge. You know, I should probably even go and buy, they have those books. I want to say the, what is it, the scribes? The art, the transcription, or scribe, right? Is that what they're called? They have the people that make the glyphs. Not archaeologists, the scribes, right? Inscriptionists. Yeah, the inscription profession creates scrolls that you can buy that increase the amount of reputation you gain when doing world quests for a specific faction. So I want to say that they didn't have the Zandalari faction available at first. But I think now they do have the Zandalari faction available for boosting your reputation gains. And I want to say that's a scroll that lasts for a week. but I'm not too sure. Is it worth, do you think it's worth me running out and going to grab that, or? I don't know. I kind of just want to knock these quests out. But I think I will, I might, after I'm done with these quests, I will go and check that out. I want to see if that's the case. Whoops. Okay, he was level 25, but he's clearly level 12 as I'm battling him. Thank God. I'm just going to dodge so he can't hit me. Hawkeye, increase your crit strike? Sure. Dodge. Haha. I want to be the very best world quester there ever was. To complete my world quests for the Zandalari trolls is my cause. I will battle across the land. Queuing far and wide. Huh? Huh? Did I accidentally switch, or did he force me to switch? What was that? Jeremy becomes enraged. Did I? I think I accidentally switched. Well, for whatever reason, this pet is a little bit stronger anyways. Because mechanicals do well against beasts, I suppose. So I might as well just knock him out with this. Now, this guy, I wonder if I can capture him. And I wonder if that would mess up my world quest if I did. Let me see. I'm going to try to capture him. Oh, no, he's not capturable. Okay, that's fine. I'm really glad they made these pet battles scale to your level. Look, it's something he's doing. When he charges, he forces the switch. I thought that was something I did. Thankfully, I had an okay off pet there. Yeah! Huzzah! Yeah, I've always avoided these kind of battle pet world quests because they used to not scale. Every time you battle one of those guys, they would be level 25, and unless you had level 25 pets, like, you couldn't do anything. But maybe level scaling, when that was introduced, maybe that allowed your battle pets to level scale as well. If so, good on you, Blizz. Way to go, because I have been waiting for that. I haven't really battle petted like at all because of that reason, because everything was always maxed, and it seemed like I would hit this little, like, from level 10 to level 25 gap, and I would just, like, get demoralized and not battle pet. So they reduced the friction and the barrier to entry a little bit to battle petting, which I think is a good thing. I might actually be battle petting a little bit more. And that's cool too, because I've been kind of like, for whatever reason, like in the past month or so, I've been feeling the itch to play Pokemon. So I've been kind of, with those Nintendo emulators and stuff, been tinkering around a little bit with the old Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Red, and like those old school ones. But I don't like having to like navigate that world. I like the battles and I like capturing Pokemon, but I don't like doing all the little quests, and like every time you're trying to run from point A to B in that game, it's like the bushes are filled with Pokemon that want to aggro. Pigro says, I subbed to your son's channel. Oh, cool, thank you. I'll let him know. He said, I'm playing on the PC too. Oh, you play Skyforge on the PC? I'd have to download it, but I think that would be really cool to go revisit. It's been a long while since I played Skyforge. It's like it's another one of those types where it's like kind of like Diablo's Rift system, where you hop in, you do a match, and I think the progression in the combat style in Skyforge could probably be entertaining enough to keep me kind of my appetite satiated. Sorry, there's an alarm going off in the background. Thank you, Miss Jeanette. Good morning. I love you, but I love you more. I love you way more. Candok slain. How do I get to Candok? I would doubt you would have to parkour to get there. I want to say he's probably down here. Oh yeah, he's definitely down here. Oh! Oh god! Thanks, Blinsoundy. Blinsoundy's a man. He's still my favorite character this expansion. I will battle across the land, searching for what? Teach Pokemon. Dun, dun, dun. Pokemon. Got that song stuck in my head. I tried rewatching the old Pokemons. They're okay. I mean, it's something to have on in the background. It's still a little culture into my youngins. But I can't really get back into the old series. I was watching the newest one. I don't know what it's called. I forget the name of it already. It's like Pokemon XYZ or something. That one's alright. It's like, the plot is so predictable though. It's like, oh, well, this episode I'll bet we see a Pokemon we never saw before. Oh, I bet you Ash makes good friends with it. Oh, like, apparently it's, that's about all. That's about how predictable it is. Oh, and also this episode, I bet you Team Rocket shows up in some way. They did have a new system that they introduced in that XYZ with the, it's like the Meta Stones or something like that. Where he's kind of like on a Hawaiian island, and he sees another trainer using like a Pokemon, like a big cooldown. It's like a big cooldown ability. Like this Pokemon has like a 1-day recharge ability that he could use. I forget what they called it, but it's like the Pokemon's biggest cooldown, and it's like a really hard move to master. I want to say it's like a hyper ability or something. I forget the name of it. But anyways, like it seemed like that's the end goal. Like Ash is doing all this stuff on this island to kind of like work towards mastering this hyper ability that his Pokemon will have access to. And I don't know if it's like specific legendary Pokemon or what they're doing, like what the gimmick is in this newest series, but I wanted to say that Pikachu was going to get this hyper ability, but I don't know if he's probably either going to learn it from like this older trainer guy, and he's, I think it's this like secret Pokemon that's going to come with it actually, because there's a Pokemon that's spying on him in that series. Like it's every time he's doing something, it's like lurking in the background and instigating certain things to happen for Ash. But yeah, I haven't really, other than just the first few episodes of that series, I haven't really watched any more of it because I'm like, oh, okay, I see where this is going. All that because Battle Pets, eh? Battle Pets. WoW's Pokemon ripoff. But yeah, World of Warcraft would have, it's got probably more Pokemon than Pokemon at this point. With all these different types. I haven't really done a whole lot. I have a lot of different pets. I'd probably find a few different combinations of like types of pets that I like the look of, and I'd probably level those up. But it can get very meta. Like you can get a cookie cutter type setup very easily, watching a few guides and stuff like that. You could have like your dream team, I guess, that you can go and defeat anybody with, which is the 3 Pokemon or the 3 battle pets that you have leveled the most. And you can change their abilities as they level up. Like I could get Alpha Strike, but you gotta level them up to get the newest abilities. I don't know. I'm still learning that whole system. We need Dread Pearl Disrupted and speak to the Nulga. What is this? I don't know exactly what's happening. I think I gotta talk to somebody. Let's go back. No, we're doing stuff. Dread Pearl disrupted. Completed this world quest. I guess just killing things? Oh, okay. Just running around terrifying things. Got it. Booga booga. I am the boogeyman. I think I'd be terrified too if something 5 times as big as I am that looked like Psycho Crusher was running at me. I don't blame these little Naga babies. Or I guess they'd be Murlocs. The Murloc babies. I don't blame them. It looks like they have some big dudes here. Usually if you kill the bigger guys, you get more of the progression complete. Alright, let's get dirty, Psycho Crusher. Uh-oh. It's getting spicy there for a second. You know, I don't really like the fact that they made it to where warriors can heal, but it's so nice being able to heal as a warrior. It's going to be very, very sad the day whenever I go back to the vanilla WoWs this summer, by the way. Anybody that's keeping track of the channel and content that I've been putting out, I'm probably going back to, well, I'm definitely going back to Classic WoW whenever that releases. So I'm going to be most likely playing a rogue, but just now as I was kind of enjoying the healing capability of the Fury Warrior, I was thinking and reminiscing a little bit about how Classic WoW warriors did not heal at all. Warriors were godly if you could get one up and get the right gear on it, but useless if they didn't have a healer. They just like immediately get wrecked. It's like go in, blow all your cooldowns, try to destroy them, and if within the first few hits they're not dead, you're done. Like there's nothing you could do. You're just gonna, maybe if you can kite or run away a little bit, like maybe you could do some janky little footwork to try to survive the encounter, but usually if you're not able to blow somebody up and keep yourself from taking damage by blowing them up, like a warrior would go down quick. Band-Aid, man, we're gonna have to leveling weapons. Oh my god, thinking about that stuff gets me excited because you'd have to wear the weapon you wanted to level. So like if I wanted to level my one-handed axes, I had to wear one-handed axes. And little pro tip for anybody that is finding themselves having to level those weapons like that, or if you ever encounter the situation where you have to level a weapon, depending on what weapon it is, if it's one-handers and you got a classic and dual wield, like say for example a hunter, hunters level any weapon they want quick as hell, because a hunter could take his cheapest ability, and this works for any class that has a cheap ability. Like for example, a hunter's cheapest ability would be wing clip. For a warrior, it would be hamstring, or for a rogue, I want to say a rogue has a hamstring ability as well, but anyways, whatever the lowest resource cost move is, you'd want to get the rank 1 version of that spell or ability and pull it out onto your bar, because there were different ranks of abilities, and then dual wield the weapon of that type. So like for a rogue or even a hunter, like if you're trying to level one-handed swords, then put 2 one-handed swords on, so your white damage attacks are leveling your skill on that weapon. And then also use the rank 1 ability for like wing clip, and you'll find that the resource cost or the mana cost of that ability, because vanilla hunters used mana, would be like 10. And you can just sit there and spam it. If you have like 2,000 mana, you can just sit there and spam 10 energy or 10 resource cost, 10 mana wing clip, and level your one-handed sword weapons really fast because all your white damage is hitting, and you're sitting there spamming your main attack, which is hitting off of the melee cooldown. You're just waiting for global cooldowns, and basically leveling your weapon really, like, up to the highest level you could really fast. Now warriors, they're going to have like hamstring, so rank 1 hamstring is going to be the way to go to level their daggers or maces or even two-handers. Like, it'll be a little slower with the two-hander, but that's a really quick and easy way to level your melee weapon proficiency. Remember, like, back then, you had to worry about your hit percentage. It's not like WoW in its current state where you can just run up and just start nuking things. It's like, oh, you leveled up? Well, you need to level up your skill on the weapon you're using so you can hit the things that are the same level as you. I want to say it's like you only got a bracket of maybe like 50 or 25 with each level that you made. And the idea here is if you don't level up your weapons, your expertise in that weapon is kind of lower, which means you're getting parried a lot more, and they're blocking a lot more, and they're dodging a lot more. And even your hit rating to a certain extent, like if your hit rating is low, then your basic chance to miss is a lot higher. So you're not hitting them as often, so you're taking more damage because the fight's lasting longer. But if you consider expertise specifically, if they're parrying you and you're only doing glancing damage, if they're parrying that attack within that same little weapon swing animation, they swing back whenever they parry the instance they parry. So if you do a glancing blow, you're taking damage immediately after that glancing blow because of the parried attack. So you would notice a lot of tanks back in the day would take these huge bursts of damage because they're tanking like 5 mobs, or even 2 or 3 mobs in vanilla WoW. Like, each mob they're tanking, if their expertise isn't high enough to always get past their parry, to get past their enemy's parry, then each mob that's parrying that tank that's attacking them, and not to mention the other party members, because even if another party member is being parried, your tank's taking huge bursts of damage for each person that it's being parried. So, like, if my tank is being parried and my rogue is attacking in front of the mob for whatever reason because our rogue doesn't know what to do, or even our paladin, our ret pally, if he's being parried and you're tanking that mob, each of those mobs that are parrying each of those characters are all bursting that glancing damage blow back at the tank. So you'll see the tank being good, he'll be like 10 hit points of damage, 10 hit points of damage, and all of a sudden he'll take like 50 hit points of damage out of nowhere. And your healer, whatever, they feel that back in like vanilla WoW, your healer would all of a sudden have to switch from their slow cast greater heal to really quick cast very expensive flash heals. So to kind of like harken back to the idea that you can put different ranks of spells on your bar, a healer would have to put like low ranking flash of lights. There's a specific rank of flash of light that you could use that's high heal, lower mana cost, but it's only like a rank 3 flash of light or a rank 1 flash of light. And there's math to back it up, but like there's a certain perfect flash heal that you can cast that'll actually allow you to regenerate your mana while you're spamming your heal. And you have to have like a certain amount of MP5. Oh god. MP5, that's a thing. Like, that's kind of still in the game, like your HP5 and your MP5, but it's like trivialized in WoW's current state. And that's just your passive mana and health percentage. Like MP5, for example, is mana per 5 seconds. How much mana do you get back? In combat and out of combat's different. So in combat, you would have like a much lower MP5. unless you have gear that gives you MP5 or gear that gives you Spirit. Back then, Spirit affected MP5 and HP5. But you have certain pieces of gear that will actually say specifically in the text, this boosts mana per 5 seconds. So really good priest, for example, would have low-ranking flash heals that they would be casting that are boosted by their spell power, and the mana costs would be mitigated by their Spirit or MP5. So you could sit there with your Shadow Priest and one button spam Flash of Light or Flash Heal all day and just be like healing God in the WoW land. This is the type of stuff I'm excited about, because I mean, you got all the guides and everything, and you got all the videos that you could watch, but what was coolest about vanilla WoW is like, yeah, there was cookie cutter specs, and yeah, there were one-shot builds and like macros you could make and all that stuff, but there's like these subtle mechanics where if you just know them, you perform better than anybody else in that game. And that's just like in combat, like whenever shit's hitting the fan and your group pulls way too much, that's where those little subtle nuances in the game, if you know about them and if you know like how the mechanics of those things work, you just naturally do better than anybody else that's in equal gear in the same situation. And the more people you can recruit around you in your guild or your little 5-man party that you run with that also like know those little subtle mechanics, like you're just a better group than anybody else taking on anything else. That's the type of stuff. That stuff gets me excited. Like thinking back to those days whenever like you'd be thought-botting everything and every patch that came out, you'd just sit there, you'd read all the forum posts, and you'd hop onto all the different websites like WoW Heroes and Elitist Shirts and Wowhead. I think Wowhead wasn't really as big as it was now. I think it was mostly ThoughtBot back then. But like that type of stuff, man, I get excited. Because there's a lot of things like that. And you could talk about it all day. You could talk about all these different things about WoW and still have more to talk about it when the day was over. Because there's like so much that you had to pick apart and try to understand. I was less interested in the gear grind, but more interested in like the combat situations and stuff like that. Someone in this cave is mining Azerite. I love that they put the little circle for the cave entrance. These things right here, these matter. I've been playing other games lately, and I forget all these little really nice quality of life things WoW has going on in it. And they're things that like your average player wouldn't notice. If they've always played WoW and they've been keeping up with each expansion and stuff, they just take that type of stuff for granted. They're just like, this game sucks, there's not enough expansion content, or like, you know, whatever they say. I don't know. You can see I have my chat turned off, so I'm not even beginning to expose myself to that type of dialogue. But there's probably other good dialogue going on. I just, for whatever reason, decided to close my chat. Oh yeah, I was streaming this the other day, and I specifically remember one of my guild, I think it was the guild master or one of my guild officers, saying don't record people without their permission, and I think I'm trying to respect that, but kind of sucks because I can't really see what anybody's saying, but it's all good. It's all good, man. I'm stuck on this rock. I'm trying to cheat my way up this hill. I'm trying to charge that guy. There it goes. Ah. I probably would have fell through the earth anyways. This little fog everywhere here is nuking my FPS, by the way. These little particle effects, I guess they're called. We'll pop a potion of prolonged power. That's why we buy the cheap potions, by the way. You notice very often I have defiled augmented runes and potions of prolonged power on my bar. The reason why is I'm a lot less, like I care a lot less about popping those like as just normal cooldowns because they're an expansion ago and they're not too expensive. They're actually kind of cheap. It doesn't say here on the tooltip how much I've paid for it, but for like 100 or for like 50 or 60, you pay a couple, maybe a couple thousand gold. And gold's like, it's not a very scarce resource, I guess we could say, in BFA. It's very easy to get quite a bit of gold. So yeah, I like to keep the expansion ago resources like that, the potions of prolonged power and defiled augmented runes. The current expansion is the battle scarred stuff, which I'm less likely to use because those are current expansion. They're like oh, excuse me. If you look at the prices, it's like the newer stuff's 80% more in cost than the old stuff. And the old stuff's still pretty good. It's like, it's still a stat increase. I'm okay. I started choking. Just out of nowhere. Swallowed wrong or something. Good morning, son. Oh, goodness. Okay. How many quests we got left? We got 3 more. Now, I just need 30% more on this one, on the Azerite. Anybody that pays attention, little tidbit here on this quest. If you're doing Champions of Azeroth quests, you're boosting your Heart of Azeroth artifact power. So if you're trying to level up your deck, it's in your best interest to prioritize these type of world quests. Because usually just by doing them, you're getting small increases in your artifact power. And everything that you're clicking on that you're picking up and every enemy that you're killing is all contributing towards increasing your Heart of Azeroth. Which is really nice if you're looking for that next tier in your gear for your Azerite powers. That's the 3rd set of those shoulders that I've got. You know, I probably should be putting them on too. Like every single item that's a damage increase or item level increased. Because if I don't, then my item level is not going up. And if my item level doesn't go up, then the rewards from those world quests aren't going up. Because I want to say the world quests, they reward you based off of your current item level. I remember whenever I first started, like all the rewards were like blues. They were like crappy blues. And I want to say they were like item level 300 rewards. But as my item levels increased up to 361 currently, my rewards have increased up to, what were those shoulders? 355. So I don't know if it always stays 5 item levels below your item level, but they usually keep pretty close to your item level in the rewards. Even if you could just like superficially boost your item level by, I wonder if you could throw on just a bunch of cloth. Like, not that there would just be a bunch of high item level cloth laying around in your bags or anything, but it'd be interesting to test out. Just to kind of like, if you could get those higher item level Azerite items to drop, the rings within them have different stats. So you can potentially get a Warforged or Titanforged version, or even a version that has better Azerite stats. I want to say here, Bloodrite, Gathering Storm, Infinite Fury. I'd probably have to go with that one for Fury, but I wanted to see if this one has the same. No, see? So there's different combinations of Azerite powers that you can get with each of your rewards. So you can potentially kind of, if you have specific ones that you like, or specific like Azerite powers that you want to stack, for example, like this Unbridled Ferocity, you could keep on farming that same slot item, like the shoulders here, by doing your world quest, and then potentially boost that up quite a bit. So like if I had Unbridled Fury on my shoulders, I could keep on farming for a chest that would also have that, and then keep farming for a helm that would also have that. Neither one of the ones that I have match or are those things, but I think you get the idea. So it's in your best interest to kind of check those Azerite powers as you're getting those quest rewards from your world quests. Because especially if you're getting ready for like a raid or something, if you have some of those Azerite powers going active, maybe even some specific fights, that could kind of be that little 1 or 2% that your guild needs to push progression that week. And you only know by testing it out. So they've been mixing things up and making it to where things aren't just as cookie cutter as the highest item level wins. All right, so it says I need to give him hardened stirrups, and both of these. Okay, so I need 2 more deep sea satin to do that one. I don't have the deep sea satin, and I need 3 Monel hardened stirrups. So for our purposes here, to finish this, I would have to go to Orgrimmar and see if I can purchase those things, and essentially just buy myself some reputation. And that's essentially what I'd be doing. I'd be buying my reputation for the last couple here. Deep sea satin. I want to say this is taking into account what I have in my bank as well, but I'm going to double check. Do you know who I am? Deep sea satin. What does it look like? That's Tide Spray Lidded. We have a search here. Deep sea. Okay, so it is looking in our bank, and we have all 8 of them in our bank. So we need 2 more of those. And Monel hardened stirrups. I want to say the Monel hardened stirrups are probably going to be too expensive. And speaking of expensive, speaking of cheap, WoW tokens right now are only 100k, supposedly. I'm going to double check that. And I say cheap because back whenever I was playing like in BFA's launch kind of era, like during that time, the WoW token was 200k on this server. So you might want to look at your WoW token costs right now, folks. Because if you can buy them for 100k, and as high as they have been is 200k, you can potentially, I think you can only hold a few, but that's at least, let's say if you could hold 5 WoW tokens on your character, on your account, that's an extra 500k whenever the price goes back up. 110k is the current cost of this server's WoW tokens, which is pretty awesome. Why am I so broke? I shouldn't be this broke. Alright, let's see. Deep sea satin. We'll just search deep sea, and we'll search all. Search. Okay, I gotta actually type it all out. I'm trying to save myself from typing a few letters. That's embroidered deep sea satin. Just regular deep sea satin, please. I wonder if I quote it, if it'll search specifically deep sea satin. Nah, okay. My bad. Oh my god. Okay, deep, or depth, deep sea satin. Alright, so next page. Here we are. I need 2. 2 is 181. Or I can buy 1 for 75 and 1 for 89. I'll do that. Saving our little nickels and dimes. Thank you. Come again. Now, Monel hardened stirrups, I want to say are going to cost like probably a couple thousand. Hardened. And if the leather workers are really on it, I think it's a leatherworker blacksmith combination. But if they're really on it, they're jacking the price up for the world quest right now. Okay, Monel hyphen hardened hardened stirrups. Yeah, about 1K. I need 3 of those. So if I could get 4K altogether, on this server I have 6K, and Epic Pro has about 3, and Culturac has about 1,800. Okay. So I'll log over to those guys and mail it here. Here's our Deep Sea Satin. Go Gadget Epic Pro. Just before I took a little break from BFA, I made Epic Pro a balanced druid. I was pretty much doing Warfronts and got him fully geared out. I think up to a 345 item level, just purely from running Warfronts rather, back to back to back. And I was lucky in, I think his weapon Warforged or something. I got a few Warforged items on him. No, it wasn't his weapon. What Warforged? I remember something Warforged and thinking, oh wow, here it is. The gloves, Mythic Titan Forged. And these are all just from doing Warfronts. So I was getting an item level 360 from doing that. Most of the drops are 345, 340, 350 if it Warforged, 360 if it Mythic Titan Forged, and 360 if it Warforged. So yeah, that was kind of nice. Do you want something? And this is what his kind of honor bound gear looks like. He's a moo chicken. Moo paka. Oh yeah, since he has like when he shapeshifts into the balanced or moonkin form. Since he's all starry, I got my celestial steed. Yeah, I think I would. I'd probably make Epic Pro my caster druid, and the Zandalari version my melee druid. Alrighty, let's... Oh, I guess all I need is a mailbox. I don't actually have to run to Orgrimmar. Send mail to Psycho Crusher. Let's give him 2,900 gold. Dara sign. Send. And we'll hop in the little rested area here and swap over to Culturac. Pigro said move. Oh, I should have did it. I should have did the slash move. I forgot. Oh no, not Furiosity. Dang it. I wanted Culturac. Oh, speaking of which, right before I took a break as well, I did manage to level Thorthord up to 120. And I think he was at that point too. Like, you know how I ran those war fronts and got Epic Pro up? I was at that point with Thorthord, my Alliance Elemental Shaman, or Alliance Shaman. I got him up and was starting to run war fronts on him because he had reached max. And I wanted to make it to where I could have... Oh, there's a mailbox here. I only got 148 gold on this guy, but I can still mail. But I wanted to make it to where he was fully war front geared. Ah, here's a mailbox. That's neat. I don't know if this was ever here before. She's got a little backpack here. But yeah, so once I got to the point to where Thorthord was doing the same thing, I was kind of like, I think I'm done with this game for now. Because I was doing my, let's see, I did Psycho Crusher, Epic Pro. I want to say I did a couple of Alliance guys other than that, but I can't be too sure. Like via the Warfront kind of leveling process thing. So my progression was looking like hit 120. After I hit 120, do all those initial 120 quests. And then after those initial 120 quests, go to Warfronts. And whichever faction, like whether it was Horde or whether it was Alliance, whoever had control of the Warfronts at that time, I would log into them and just like back-to-back queue war fronts, just doing that same repetitive, like, let's invade the castle, let's beat up whoever it was at the time. It was a Tyrael if you're a horde, and I think the Alliance had to fight not Sarfang, but it was like a warrior like that, a warrior like Sarfang. Okay, 1800 to Psycho Crusher. Dara side? Dara? 1800. That should be enough for the Monel hardened stirrups. Psycho Crusher. So once I got to that point to where I was hitting those that kind of like the cruise control for the rest of this expansion, kind of like level the tune, get the gear, park them. Once I started hitting that mode, I was like, I'm taking a break. So I did. I hopped off and started playing different games. I was kind of doing the same in Diablo there too for a while. Like if you noticed, after I'd max a character, I'd start getting them some gear. Like once they got their set gear, and even a couple of different sets of gear, like on each character, I was hitting that same cruise control. I was like, okay, this person's good, park him, level the next character, get the different sets of gear. Okay, they're good, level the next character. And it's like, after I get them all to that level, then I could start pushing the bleeding edge of progression on that character. Or just anytime I wanted, I could have access to pushing the bleeding edge of progression. So yeah, that's kind of like my methodology, I guess, how I level these guys up. Monel hyphen hardened stirrups. Here we go. We need 3, right? Okay, 3. Yeah, it's gonna be about 4K, so I have plenty. 1. Make sure it's the right kind. Monel hardened stirrups. Yeah. Just double checking because you never know. Let me make sure that I'm buying the cheapest ones as well. Yes. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And for anybody curious what this is, use. Place stirrups onto your mount, allowing you to interact while mounted in Kulturas or Zandalari for 2 hours. This effect's duration is quadrupled for blacksmiths. So, since Psycho Crusher is a blacksmith, if I were to put those on, it would be, what did it say, 4 hours times 4? So, for 16 hours, I could have a mounted interaction. But it's like, it's nothing. It's nothing for me to dismount, do the interaction, and mount back up. So it's like, no, thank you. I'd rather not waste my money on that. Because that's a 1,000 gold down the drain every 16 hours. Which is, it's definitely a net profit loss. I mean, that's just obvious. But maybe if you could consider the amount of time you save with that 1.5 second mount cast every few times you got to click something. Like maybe you start making your profit back at a certain point if you're really looking at the nickels and dimes of min-maxing your income. But I don't take any of that too seriously. I have my own things that I kind of focus in on, and that's not one of them. The economy auction house efficiency game, I'm not really a huge fan of. Not to knock it or anything, not to say that I wouldn't try it one day. Maybe if I ever have such ambitions, I would say, if anything, my interest lies in being an altaholic. Time and time again, I find my alcoholism flaring up. Mainly because I just want to drive the different cars. Like I want to have like that experience of feeling what the different classes play like, and not only that, but even understanding how other classes perform. It helps you in a raid environment, and it helps you in a PvP environment. To know like, oh, your mages could be sheeping this thing. Or your warlock could be fearing this thing. Okay, so that's taken care of. And we ended up with 77% into Revered. So it's going to take me a little bit longer to get my Zandalari trolls, but they're available now, and it will happen. It will happen. I promise you that. You'll see Zandalari trolls very soon on this channel. I think with that, guys, we're going to wrap up today's episode of Elude Stalwart playing World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth with patch 8.1.5. If you haven't checked it out, please go ahead and download the newest patch on your launcher. Update your add-ons on Twitch before you log in. And until next time, until our paths cross again. I'll see you guys later. Peace. See you later, Pink Rose.